Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are all doing great and had a wonderful weekend. Today I will be washing my Camaro ZL1 because it hasn't had a wash ever since I got the car and I've been driving it quite often. Now the good thing about this color is that you really can't tell that it's dirty unless it's being hit under direct sunlight, and you go up close, then you'll be able to tell all of the dust and the dirt that it does have. So it does a pretty good job at hiding all of the dirt, especially at night. Now I also want to give an update on the break-in because many of you have been asking me whether I'm past the break-in period or not, and the answer to that is no. I'm still not past the break-in period, but it has reached 500 miles, so it's reached the first part of the break-in. I will be doing an oil change, not in this video, but do stay tuned for that. So after that, then it will need 1,000 more miles to reach 1,500 miles, so we could finally be at the break-in period. Then it will require another oil change. So today, let's go ahead and get this car wash started, but first, a cold start. Now I know I haven't done a wash video in a long time, but I pretty much still use the same things that I've used before. For those of you that haven't seen my wash video, then let's go over the things that I use. So I use my Sunjo pressure washer. I also use my Chemical Guys Snow Foam soap. I use the 2-bucket system. One is clean water with soap. The second one is for rinsing. My NTM foam and Canon. I also use this Fanatic 007 gloss enhancer. This is probably the third bottle that I go through. These do last quite some time. So I use this as a drying aid, and it also offers a protective gloss finish on your car where it pretty much similar to a ceramic coating. So if there's water on your car, it'll just fall right off, and it'll allow way less dust and dirt to stick to your car. So washing your cars makes it so much easier. So this is the first time that I'll be using this on the Camaro. All of these cars usually use the 007 gloss enhancer, and like I said, it just makes cleaning and washing them so much easier. I also use these 2 wheel woolies and the brush for cleaning the lug nuts. Now the only thing that I've added is the Fanatic wheel cleaner. Let me go ahead and show you how that looks. This is it right here. This is the Fanatic professional wheel cleaning foam, and I know this may not look like a lot, but this will actually create a few gallons. It all depends on how dirty your wheels are, because in order to create the solution, you do have to mix this with water, but we'll go more into detail with that in a bit. Now this is the IK foamer that Fanatic also sells. Now you really don't have to use this in order to use the wheel cleaner solution, but if you do want the best results, then I also recommend getting this as well. So you would pour the solution in here mixed with a gallon of water, and I've already used this twice. I've used it to clean the wheels on the Shelby as well as on the M3, and there's still quite a bit left. I'm not sure if you can see here, but there's still actually a lot left in there. So that's what we'll be using today to clean the wheels on the Camaro. But enough talking, let me go ahead and connect everything and let's get the wash started. So now that everything's connected, let me go over on how to use the wheel cleaner. So the first thing you want to do is pre-rinse your wheels. So once they're pre-rinsed, then you'll come back to the IK foamer and you'll go ahead and pump this. So you'll pump it quite a few times just like I did until it's primed. Then you'll be ready to go ahead and foam the wheels with the solution. Now I'm currently using 8 ounces of the solution on the IK foamer. It really all depends on how dirty your wheels are or not. There are instructions in the back of the wheel cleaner solution, so do look out for those. So once that's done and you're here applying it, make sure that you apply it to the front face of your wheel. make sure that you go in between all the small little crevices. Do go in the barrel, make sure you go in deep in all the way, you know, in between the caliper. Just make sure you go in everywhere and you do apply it all evenly. Be quite generous with it. So in the meantime, while you're waiting, then I do go ahead and use these wheel woolies. So I use the big one just to go in between the barrel and clean them. Then I go and use the small one just here, just because of the caliper I can't put the big one here, so I make sure to clean the barrel with that one. And then finally I use a little small brush just to clean the lug nuts and go in between them. Then once that's done and you've let the time pass, then you can just go ahead and rinse it again. You'll be done, and then you can move on to the next. So once you apply the wheel cleaner, you'll just let it sit there for 2 to 4 minutes. I usually just wait 2 minutes, and in between that, then I'll just use the wheel woolies and the brush, but it all depends on how dirty your wheels are. And then once you wait that time, you can go ahead and rinse it. Alright, that's it guys. The first wheel is done. It was simple as that. You just spray it on and then just let it wait. Then after you're done, you can go ahead and move on to the other wheel. This is touchless, so I don't have to go in between the spokes or any of the crevices. I personally just like going between the barrels and in between the lug nuts to clean them. But now let me show you how this works. So I already rinsed it and all. Now let's see if there's any dirt. It's just like going deep in the barrel, and you can see there's nothing. Let's try another spot. There's nothing either. Let's go here. Nothing. Now in between the spokes, small little crevices, nothing. So I mean, this really does work, and it does save a lot of time than having to go in between the spokes and cleaning wheels, because I know a lot of people dread that. But now let's go ahead and finish the other wheels, get to the wash, and I'll see you guys when it's drying time. So I'm done with the wash. Now it's time to dry the car. I did start late in the afternoon, but filming these videos do take some time, so that's why it's gotten dark behind me. So I'm just going to move the car inside the garage so I can dry it in there. So that's pretty much it for the wash. I'm glad that I finally got to wash this car because it was dirty and dusty, and honestly it was bothering me, so I'm so glad that it's clean. I'm also happy that Fanatic finally released his wheel cleaner product. I've been waiting for it for such a long time, and it's just drastically cut the time that it takes for me to clean the wheels, and it just works really well. Now, I also have mentioned earlier in the video that I will be doing an oil change to the Camaro. So here's the oil. I will be using Mobil 1 simply because 1,000 miles later I have to dump the oil. So usually I would use AMSOIL, but not this time. Mobil 1 will do. I also still can't push the car. I have to baby it, so Mobil 1 is fine for me. Once I get to 1,500 miles, then I will be using AMSOIL because I will be able to push it, and I'll also be taking it to the track. There's also more parts here, and this, I know I've been mentioning this for quite some time now. So these are the lowering springs for the GTR, and I've honestly just been dreading to do them because I remember installing the lowering springs on my Shelby GT350. I just remember the amount of effort and time that took. So I've been putting this off, but I will get them installed, not this week, but next week. So like in 2 weeks, we have to go to the track, so these have to be installed before then. So stay on the lookout for that. I also have some parts for the Shelby. These are Steeda braces for the subframe, and they'll just eliminate any remaining wheel hop. So I will be installing this, so be on the lookout for that video as well. But other than that, that's it for this wash. I know that these videos can be a little bit long, but frankly, I just like taking the time to clean my cars thoroughly. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.